Hi everyone, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I'm back with the first part of our sewing journal. Well, it's a sewing craft journal. So I thought the first thing I want to do, because I'm dying to do it and I love doing it, is to make us a collage. So let's get I've picked out some papers. I don't know how long or how large I'm going to make this, but I do want a substantial size because I want plenty of ephemera for this one. I want lots of things to play with. Lots of lovely pockets. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do this as a just getting all these cruddy bits off, whether I'm going to do this as a one signature or a two signature. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do a soft cover or a hard cover. I've got some lovely book covers that I was thinking I might use, but I don't know, so it's kind of up in the air. So I want to, while I've got the stuff to do a nice collage, I want to make it a nice big collage in case I do decide to do a larger journal. That's just not matching up, is it? It's not level. Let's try and level it up. It's going to leave us a little gap, but that's okay because we can glue that. Right, so I'm just going to get started by, let's just choose, I'm going to use a couple of these papers. Now, if you watched my last video, you'll know that these are actually free papers from magazines. And I just want to throw a couple of those down just to get us started and to go into the background. So I was talking in the last video about where to get lots of lovely free bits and pieces. And okay, so magazines are not free, but you do get some lovely little free papers and stamps and things like that with them. So if you're going to buy a magazine anyway, you might as well pick up a one that's got something free for you, because why not? So that's what I did with these. These ones I've had for years. I mean, I've been collecting magazines for such a long time, since I could put a needle to thread, which is practically since I was born. I mean, my mum was a trained tailor, and I think as the minute we could all pick up a needle, she had us sewing, just as a hobby, for fun, just to make things and keep us occupied, I suppose. I suppose that was a big part of it, to keep us all occupied when you've got 4 kids. Yeah. So let's see, what do we have? I'm just looking for different colours. I want this one to be more in the greenish spectrum, greens, browns, yellows, because I don't really use yellow a lot as a colour, though I do use green. It's usually as a side colour. So I was thinking about just plopping it all down and seeing what comes of it, and then I thought, oh, that might be a really bad idea, because I might end up with just such a mismatch that it just won't look nice. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep it in that spectrum. So it's amazing how quickly these grow and how much fun you can have with them. Just try and get this book that I've took these out of is not straight. It's just not straight. Okay, I'm not gonna be precious about where I put these, because again, these are probably just going to disappear into the background, which is exactly what I want them to do, because I've got a lot of elements for this one that I'm going to use, and I don't want the papers to overpower those elements. So let's see what else we've got. Let's see, and let's get some text in there, why not? This is from the Old Design Shop, and it is one of their digital, it's in one of their digital packs, and I just want to get a bit of this down because I love it. It's oversized, which is great, and it just is such beautiful writing. I couldn't even begin to decipher what the writing is. Oh, I need a new glue page. But yeah, it's just, let's just get that off there. Don't worry about that because that'll get covered up. Need a new glue page though. So yeah, and I love text anyway because it's great. Let's go a little bit, I'm going to keep these bits over there. Let's get a little bit of Gales on. because I do love Gail Agostinelli. I'm just going to get me rule. Her digitals are lovely. I've been doing some eco printing actually, and I wish I could say that I'm having as much success as other people have. I mean, they're not bad, they're just for some reason turning out really dark, and I've yet to discover why. I'm sure it's probably something I'm doing. Somebody suggested maybe it's the vinegar you're using, but I'm using just plain white vinegar like everybody suggests. It's just not working. Might be the pan I'm doing it in, because somebody else suggested that. It could be that the pan's too old, but I don't want to do it in in my new soup pan. So unfortunately it's going to stay like that. But well, you never know, I might have better success in the future. Right, let's get some of this in there. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? Right. So I hope everybody's well. A lot going on at the minute. I don't know how things are everywhere else, but I know in England they've talked about, well, I think everybody's a little bit confused of what they've talked about, to be honest with you. We're still in quarantine, but they want people to start going back to work. We're still in quarantine, but you can go and see your friends. We're still in quarantine, but yeah, it's a bit confusing. I've been trying to watch the news to try and catch up on what it all means, and I'm like, I'm not good with all that kind of, you know, when they sit talking. I've watched the House of Commons before and the House of Lords, and to be honest with you, I don't understand half of what they're saying. I'm not politically minded at all. I wish I was, but I'm not. Do I wish I was? No, I don't actually, because politics to me is just like blah 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 and more blah blah blah. Is that disrespectful? I don't know. I'm not even going to bother about it. I know that you need to know who you're voting for, you need to know why you're voting for them, but the rest of it I don't understand. It's like legalese, the party of the first part, the second part of the third, and what? Why can't they just say he said? They mean. You know, I just never understood all of that. But that's okay, because I'm not a lawyer. I don't need to understand it. What have we got down here? I want to keep them to put them on at the top, so I'll move them across out of the way. And oh, that's nice. I like that. Should we pop that on somewhere? Yeah, let's just get around the edge of that. I tell you what we have been doing though that's been fun. My eldest daughter decided that she wanted to research the family tree, so she yeah, I like that. So she got a trial with ancestry.com, I think it is, and we've been finding all sorts out. I mean, I knew some of the family stories, you know, they get passed down through the generations, and you know, you kind of know them, but boy have we found out some interesting stuff. And believe it when I tell you that it's been a huge like moment. We my family on my mum's side has the name Burke, which is an Irish Scottish name, and we knew that we came from Ireland because it's one of the family stories of how we came from Ireland. This is very delicate, this paper, so it needs to be used on something that can be glued down because it's really fragile, it's very old. So yeah, so we knew we came from Ireland, and we knew about the name Burke, but we never really clicked on what that might mean. And my daughter said, for a laugh, wouldn't it be funny if we were related to Burke from Burke and Hare? So we think that we might actually be related to Burke from Burke and Hare, who were, I don't know if everybody knows the story, but they were famous. They made a film about it not long ago. Famous murderers. They called them grave robbers. They didn't actually rob graves. They were murderers who used to sell the bodies of the victims to the scientific community, because obviously you couldn't get bodies back then for dissection and that. And yeah, we think we might have found a link. I was like, and then on top of that, one of my now let me get this right, great grandmothers, who was from Whitby and married into the Burke family, right? She wasn't originally a Burke, married into the Burke family, was a grave digger. I'm like, oh my gosh! We looked at the documents and it's got under profession, she's a grave digger. And I was like, oh my word, could you imagine if it turns out that, yeah, we are actually related to Burke and Hare. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. I says to her, you started this, so you better find out. I was telling my mum, she went, do you know, I do remember some old family stories about a black sheep of the family who moved to Scotland and was never heard from again, and who was kind of written out of the family history because he was a bad sort, and he left his wife and 2 kids, and yeah, that's him. I'm like, really, Mum? Really? You couldn't have told us this before we started looking into all of this? She was just laughing. I was like, it is not funny. It's not funny. We could be related to murderers. Oh my gosh. She thinks it's hilarious. Oh gosh. So yeah, that was fun. And then we found out some other bits and pieces, and do you know what, it is really interesting. We've managed to get back to the early 1800s, and old family names that I didn't know, you know, where they came from. Like my nephew is called Matthew, and he's the only Matthew in the family, but my dad insists it's a family name. I was like, Dad, we haven't got anybody in the family name Matthew. Well, yes, we have. My great granddad was called Matthew, and I did not know that. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's interesting stuff. Let's get all these cruddy bits off, because we don't want them messing up our ephemera. Sorry if this is going through you. I found nothing better than your nails to do that. So yeah, that's been fun. We've been having fun with that, and then of course that sparked us to ring the parental units and ask them about all the things that we were finding out, and then that sparked off a load of old family stories, and it's, you know what, it's been so much fun. I can't tell you how much, you know, because it's like stories that you kind of half remember from childhood, or it's like a whispered dream. Some point somewhere you know it, but you can't remember from where, and then all of a sudden you all start reminiscing, and it brings up these memories, and then, you know, you're talking about these people who up until this point have just been a name on a page, and then all of a sudden they're so real. It's, you know, it's been loads of fun. So we're going to have a big conference call in a few days, because Jenny wants to collate all of the information that she's found. We're going to have a big conference call and talk about it and ask the questions and fill the gaps and that, and I can't wait. I'm thinking this is going to be so much fun. Right, I want to get some colour into this, so let's see. I know it says I'm going green, but I do like this pattern, and I think a little bit of that coming through, but mainly I want that one and that one. I don't think I'm going to use that one because I don't really want to bring the red into it, but I am going to use this one, which I think is a lovely pattern, and actually comes from a textile pattern book, again from the British Museum. I should be getting paid for that, you know what I mean, advertisements. Could you imagine? Oh my word. Yep, I'm gone. She's lost it, folks, again. Right, I'm just going to take that edge off because I don't need it for the purposes of this. I might print that out actually and use it as a piece of ephemera. I might get some coffee dyed paper and print it out on that, because it's actually a sample from a textile sample book, which I thought was lovely. And I think it was from 1850. I mean, how jolly is that pattern? When you think about the past and you look at old photos and you see all these black and white photos and that, and then you look at these lovely, beautiful patterns. Could you imagine somebody wearing a dress made of that pattern? It must have been so joyful when the sun shone on it. I mean, I would kill for a dress made of that. Not that I wear dresses very often. I'm not a dress wearer, so yeah. Let's just take this edge down a bit. I don't want too many straight lines. I really do have a problem with straight lines. I know. But you know, it's my personal preference. I just don't like straight lines. Oh, that's so pretty. And that's really going to start to come together. Right, let's move us back a bit and start filling in some of these gaps. Right. So yeah, if you're stuck for something to do, get yourself on ancestry.com and start looking up what strange families you have, because we've all got them. I wonder if, let's see, yeah, that would be nice there. Yep. New glue page. There we go. I'm trying to think of what else we found out. Yeah, so I found out as well that the area that I live in, which I mean, is connected to my husband's family, but I honestly didn't have any connection to my family in this area where I am now. I didn't know there was any connection to it. It turns out that my family actually originates from this area. How strange is that? I mean, that you end up, for all I've lived across the world. I mean, my family's lived in Germany, Hong Kong, mostly down south in the Midlands, and then when I married my husband and we moved, I ended up coming back to the area that my family originally comes from. Unbeknownst to me, I did not know this. I had no idea. How strange. So yeah, maybe I felt some sort of connection with it. But to be honest with you, the reason I'm here is because it's where my husband come from. So it's not like we just chose to come to this area for no reason. We ended up here because it was where he was living when we got together, and I like the area that much that I was like, oh yeah, I like that. Mostly because it's by the sea. And I love living by the sea. Having grown up in the Midlands, where you don't get to see the beach that much unless you're on holiday, this is going to bring a pop of colour, I think, which I think is what it needs. I don't want to overpower it with too much, but I'm going to give it a pop of colour. So yeah, it's it's very strange. Very strange. Where are we going to put you? Let's try you there. Oh, that's a straight edge, and I didn't want straight edges. Okay, I can let us off with that. We can go with that. Let's see. I'm trying to find something. What have we got here? What have we got here? Oh, there's some more. I don't want to put too much text on. Where's the rest of those papers? There's that one. Shall we use some of this one? Let's use some of this one. I feel that we could get that one down there. Yeah, just take that bottom bit off. This again is, you know, it's very delicate paper. It's from a very old book. that I found. And the reason I bought the book was because of the end papers. How silly is that? But again, yeah, I like that. Those colours are starting to really come together now. I'm definitely going with the green vibe with this one. Definitely, I'm starting to feel it. Okay, let's see. We want something else. We need something else. Let's see. What about this? Oh, we've got a pattern piece there as well. Let's get a bit of this out, because we want this to be definitely sewing. See, that is just coming apart in my hands. It's so old. There we go. Right. I like that bit. Let's get that out. And we could put you, maybe not. Maybe we can put it across there. Yeah, I like it there. Okay. Get some glue on. It's nice being able to use these really old delicate pieces of paper. Oh, thought I'd ripped it there. On a collage, because you're kind of giving them a new lease of life when they're at the stage where they're just falling apart. So I like being able to use them like that. Let's use some more of this. Right. Let's get you down. Try and line up my edges. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking how this is coming out. I think we need a new page. Where's our pages? Okay. There they are. I thought I'd lost the pages there. Oh no, she's lost the. I've lost the pages as well as the plot. Okay. So we've had pretty windy weather here. Oh, that needs a bit more glue. It's we've gotten, they're calling it a breeze. A breeze from Siberia. If this is a breeze, crikey. Honestly, I know when the beast from the east comes, you know, it's pretty bad, especially down the east coast. But boy, is that wind bad. It's so cold. I turned the heating off weeks ago, the central heating, because, you know, it was warm enough that we didn't need it heating the house up. We actually put it back on again the other day because it was that cold. It was just freezing. Been sitting under blankets. But yeah, it's the poor lilac tree is doing a good job of trying to keep its flowers, but I think it's fighting a losing battle at the minute. That wind's just stripping everything. So I've been trying to enjoy the rest of the lilac, but you can't even smell it because the breeze is just taking the scent away as soon as you get near it, which is a pity. Oops, that one's a little bit skewy. What on earth? There we go. Okay. Right. I've just got such a mess on this table. I wish you could see. Where did I put those other collage sheets? Let's go a little bit of flower in. I feel we need a little bit of uplifting, and this has got the green in it, so that's going to be all good. These 6x6 books can come in so handy, and you can pick them up for £1 in the works, even the pound shop. So they come in really handy. Let's pop you there instead. And the papers are so lovely, and they're just perfect for collage. So yeah, let's put a bit of you over here, and then I think I might put one of those doilies down. That's got a bump in it now, but once I've done the back, it'll settle down. Where can we put you? We can put you. Will you fit there if I just tear that edge? If I'm very careful, yes. I love doing these collage sheets. Sit for hours sometimes just making them up. Need a new glue page. Let's get you out the way. Only problem is I end up with loads of those folded glue pages, and I need to sit down and use them because I've got a bag full of them to use. And I'm running out of space. I think what I might do is, I saw the method, who was I watching? Might have been Gail. She did the method where she was doing the collage, but she was using those. And it's a good way of using them. But of course, as you do that, you use up more. So let's see. Should we put you? I'm trying to find where to put you. I mean, I know we could cut you in half, but I don't want to cut you in half. How about there? We need to put something else around it. Okay. This one I could cut in half, and that could go just there. I like that, even though it is very white, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to keep telling myself that's okay. You know me and white space. I'm not a fan. I'm sure it'll all look gorgeous in the end. There we go. Oh, I like that. Oh, those doilies. I'm definitely going to have to get that digital pack sorted so that you can all play with them as well. Definitely. What did I do with... Here we go. Found them. Right. I want to get some of these on. So... Let me put them down there, and that would cover that space. So putting it, I want to save that where it says trimmings because I like that. And that would cover that space up nicely. Right, let's get this down. And again, that's going to give us more of the sewing element. I love these trims. I wish I could get hold of them now. How gorgeous are they, you know? Lovely. I'd love to see them in colour. Right, and now I want to keep this because I like that. So why don't we add this on somewhere? How about there? Yeah, I like that. Why not? I sat the other night and I made a load more clusters, and I was just sitting remembering the video and making loads of clusters. So I'm going to have to show everybody what I've done. And then I thought, well, you've already shown them. They all know. I will though. I'll give you a quick squiz through what I've been making, because I've decided to do some different types of sewing on them. So I thought I might try again. Rachel at Roxy Creations. I'll have to pop all these links down below. She's done some hand stitching on them, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's my next project. So that would look quite nice there, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Don't think too much, just do. Whoops. Oh, I covered too much of that up. There we are. Oh, yes, I'm liking that. I've got to be honest with you, I've never used the doilies before because I just thought, oh, it's not my kind of thing. But then now that I'm using them, I'm so in love with them. I'm going to use them more and more. I mean, why not? Fantastic. Let's use some of this because it's really interesting. And I don't know where it is, but it looks interesting. Degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. It's a conversion table. I know that's nothing to do with sewing, but so did you get it? Such a bad dad joke. Oh God, you know there's something wrong when you're laughing at your own bad jokes. Oh my word. There we go. Yeah, that's quite good. I like that. Cool. Lovely colours. I know I've got some papers. Aha! I found them. I found them. Here we go. Right. Oh, they are. They're all pinks, aren't they? Well, that's not. That's a nice one. I like that. Let's see. What's that one? We could put some pink chevrons in. And that's got all the nice... That one's quite nice. I like that. Let's get some of that on. Pointless not using them when they can be so nice. Let's get your edge off. And then we'll get you in there. Okay. Right, let's get that edge on. Can't quite see from where I'm sitting. I'm just guessing it. It's okay, we can always trim it. There we go. Oh, that's a pretty paper, that one. I like that. I'll put some of that here. Is it big enough? I think it is. Just take that very edge off. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah. Where's my glue book gone? I'm losing my glue pages. There we go. I remember when my daughter was young, she was going to be a comedian, and she used to search for these jokes to tell us. They were so not funny that they were funny. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really funny. Yeah, such a sweetheart. But one of her favourite ones was, and you'll laugh at this, it's really good. She used to tell this one all the time. What's big, red and eats rocks? A big red rock eater? Every time she tells it, even now after all these years, because the way she told it, just the look on her face, the big red rock eater. I don't think she even got it when she told her she was that little, but oh, she just made me giggle. She still does. She's still a little comedian. Oh, I do want to put some of that in. I mean, we've got the pink of the flowers. We could just put a couple of little pops in, couldn't we? Let's see. Put a little pop in there. And then that'll match in with that pink. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that. And then we'll put some of them spills on, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's got the right feel for me. There we go. I want some more of that patterning. Where did I put that pattern? Let's see. We need a bit more of this in. I think we've only got one little spot there, and that one's done, and that one's done. So let's get that one filled in. There we are. New page. Yeah, so she still keeps coming up with these jokes now. I would have thought you would have given up the day job by now. Right, so that's that bit finished. We're getting there. Oh, my glue page is stuck. Let's see. We want something there, and then we need something along there. Let's have a look at that nice green, because this is lovely, this green. Yeah. Let's try and tear it along without losing too much. So just do a piece about there, and then we bring it back along. Get that tiny edge off. Oh yeah, I like that. I remember when I was younger, I used to hear that rhyme. I don't know if it was just me or if other people will remember it. Pink and green must never be seen. And it was like a little no to wear pink and green together. But I've always loved pink and green together. I always thought that they were perfect for each other. Right, so we need something for there. Don't want to use that, but we could use some of this one. Or this one, or could use some of that one. I don't want to lose the whole thing, but that's nice there, isn't it? I like that. Yep, it'll do, it'll do. I've got to say, I've never been a fashion trendsetter. If it's comfortable, I wear it. Right, we're getting on, we're getting on. Where else, where else? We're on to this one, and we need to add another page. Cool. Okay, another page. Where's the pages? There they are. Properly curling up at the end now. You're a little bit, there we go, tiny little bit there. Right, I want to use, I love this pattern. Oh, and that one too. Okay, so let's get a bit of this off. So I haven't used it yet. Get this side took off. Yeah, I think there used to be loads of little things like that when you were a kid. I mean, I don't know if it's growing up in the 70s, you know, well, wasn't the century's most fashionable decade. I remember we had a school photo once. Me and my brother were both dressed in polar neck jumpers, skinny polar neck jumpers, and mine was green with brown stripes and his was brown with green stripes. Oh Mum, what did you do to us? Honestly. When I look back at the pictures now, I was like, why did you hate us? It's like, it was very fashionable at the time. But then my girls will look back at old photos and they're like, why on earth would you put us in that? I'm like, well, you know, everybody was wearing it at the time. I guess we all do the same thing. Let's put a little bit of pink chevron in. I don't want it too much. Oh, actually, no. Let's put some of this in. And then that will give us continuity to that. Okay, let's go. We're in there with the pink now anyway, so let's just go with it. Yeah, so I remember my sister when she was into the Bay City rollers, and she had the Bay City rollers jeans with the tartan and the tartan scarf for a belt. I still tease her about it today. I've got the photo evidence. I got all of the family photos. So every now and then I'll pop one on Facebook. Remember this? It's like, seriously, I will pay you to stop putting those on Facebook. Oh, it's so much more fun. Ain't I, devil? Yeah, I got my cousins as well. They were like, why would you bring us into this war? Oh, she can't post them with me because I've got all the photos. She says the other week, she says, you know what, them family photos? I was like, yeah, fat chance, not a chance. She was like, I just want to look at them, I want to go through them. I was like, oh, okay, fine, come over mine and you can go through them. And she's like, I don't really have time, you'll just have to. I may be dumb, but I'm not that dumb. So one of these days I will come to your house when you're not there and get those photos. Oh boy. Fun families, eh? What kind of fun do you get up with your families? Pop a comment down below and tell me some funny stories about the things that you used to do when you were kids and what you probably still do with each other. Oh, I can't be the only one with a crazy family. We call our family tree the family nut tree. And it's very apt. Yep. So, let's think. What elements do I want? I want to use some more of Gail's. Where's that gone? I am so not organised. Oh, there, we could use some of that. There's my little poochie barking at me. Somebody must be playing with him in the garden. He's such a gorgeous dog. It's a pity to see him getting old. He's a Springer, and he's always been. If you've ever had a Springer Spaniel, you'll understand. They can't go anywhere slowly. Everywhere they go is 100 miles an hour. And you know, they could be on the last legs 100 miles an hour. You know, middle of a storm, 100 miles an hour. Brick wall, 100 miles an hour. Yeah. So yeah, and he's done himself some damage in the past. I mean, he was a working dog, so yeah, he was a good working dog as well. But now, bless him, his back legs are going. But he still thinks that he can go everywhere 100 miles an hour. Until he face plants the floor and then realises he can't. Like, Dex, you need to slow down. You need to realise you're an old man now. It's sad though. It's sad because he doesn't understand, and he just wants to go everywhere 100 miles an hour. But we take him for a walk. Around the corner from us there's an old mine track from where they used to take the carts, and they've turned it into this lovely walking path. And there's an old man whose house backs onto it. I think he's a bit lonely. And anyway, he's got a Springer Spaniel, and he keeps on, every time he sees Dex out, he comes running out. He's like, oh, there's me boy, there's, and I think what does he call him? Jess, there's me boy Jess. And I'm like, he's called Dex. Aye, our Jess. You know, he's Biff's Biff's brother. Well, Biff's his dog's name. Totally different age, totally different place that he came from, but he's convinced that these two dogs are brothers. And I was like, oh, it's sweet, it's sweet. So he comes out, he's like, so now we just go with it. And like, oh, Jess, how you doing? And Dex is like looking round to see who he's talking to. It's like, your brother's missed ya. Bless. I think that, you know, he comes out, I've seen him come out onto the back track to talk to other people. I think he must live by himself, and he gets lonely, bless him. So I stand and spend some time with him. It's really sad, especially in these times when we're all in lockdown. Do I want to use that? I don't think I do want to use that. I do want to use some more of this though. Yeah, especially people who are living by themselves, it must be doubly hard for them with the lockdown. So yeah, you know, always spend a minute or two chatting to your neighbours. Does you good anyway. Does them good, does you good. Oh, that one's totally ruined. Put that one in the bin. Right, where was I? Yes, we were putting that pattern piece on. So I'll pop this one here. I love old patterns. I don't know if it's just me or if it's just something, you know, but I do love old patterns. I think that there's something so pretty about them. Let's use some of this. Let's see. You know what, I might tear that big piece out. and use that all in one. I've been saving this for a special project, and when I was thinking about green I thought, oh, I know just the thing. Now I'm leaving that edge on. I know you know what I say about straight edges, but I love the patina of that one, and it's, you know, it's took a long time and a lot of age to get that like that. I don't want to throw that away, so I'm leaving that one on. So, you know, it's just a judgment call. Let's get a little bit more of this blue in. Okay, just want a little pop of it. Won't have to be especially neat. Now that I've put that down, I've just thought that's probably the ideal place to put that nice napkin. No, it's not a napkin, Eileen. That's where I was going to put it, wasn't it? Yeah, I know you were screaming at me, I could hear you. Okay, we'll put some of that blue down there. It's not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, so when he goes out for walks now with little Dexy, you know, you've got to constantly remind him that he's not a pup anymore. He can't go running about. Oh yeah, that's going to look nice. We need something here and something here before we put that down. What can I use? What can I use? I feel some text or some music. Yeah, okay, let's go with it. A little bit of music. I like the other side better. And every time someone puts a coat on, he just gets up and he's so hopeful. And I just look at him and I'm like, oh, baby, you're not allowed to go for too many walks. Actually, if I put that down a little bit. No, I just want to put something here and then I can put it down and be happy with it. How about we use... That might be fun. That might be fun. I like that. Let's do that. I'm going to need some more glue again soon. Been going through it just lately. Right, we need something just there. How about some of our bonny yellow? I was looking at some really old patterns when I found this paper from the 1800s and that. Yeah, I think that's going to look lovely there. And yeah, there's basically, you get a picture of the dress and you get like the basic pattern, and then the rest of it you've got to make up yourself. And I think, wow, how did they used to do that? Because I can't sew even with a proper sewing pattern. I mean, I've tried making clothes and honestly I'm useless at it. My forte is craft sewing and embroidery. I mean, my mum gave up on me a long time ago being able to sew clothes. When I used to sew pattern pieces upside down, she was like, yeah, I give up. I'm not even going to try anymore. Shall we add another piece? Why not? Let's add another piece. This is going to be a nice long roll, this. So yeah, when I was looking at those ones from the 1800s, I was like, how did they look at that and think, oh yeah, I know how to cut the fabric and how to sew it together? I mean, I suppose they were used to it, but that's nice, I like that. But still, it's like magic to me. It's like alchemy. I don't know how they used to do it. I still don't know how they do it. My sister-in-law, she makes loads of clothes. She when the kids were little, she used to make all of the clothes, and now that they've grown up, she still makes a lot of the clothes. If I says to the kids, oh, I'm going to make you something, they'll be like, yeah, no, you're alright, it's okay, Mum. Don't stress yourself, we'll buy something. Because they know how bad I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to make a lot of Halloween costumes, because they don't have to be very specific, you know. You can get away with mistakes on a Halloween costume. And it just, yeah, it's part of the design. But yeah, I couldn't sew proper clothes. I'll just stick to junk journals. It's where my forte is. That's what I like to do. Yeah, I like that. Give me paper and I can make you something beautiful. Give me a needle and thread and I can embroider you anything you want. Give me a sewing machine and a pattern and you're going to get a Halloween costume. That's about as much as I can do. I do envy me sister, my sister-in-law, that she can do that. She's so talented. That's too samey. How about some more of this lovely stuff? I feel we need a bit more of a pop of colour. Well, that's going to be the end, so let's pop that there. I'm not sure how this one's turning out. We'll have to have a good look at it. We need some colour, so let's get some of this green in. And it's nice using these papers up because, like I say, I have had them for years, and you can see that I have at some point used them for bits and pieces, probably making cards and bits of stuff. But they've been sitting there doing nothing, and they're just too beautiful to sit there and do nothing, so it's nice to have them to use. Yeah, we'll do that. Picking up bits and pieces and just popping them anywhere. I'm not even in shot, sorry about that. There we go. And these bits where we've gone over, there's no problems with that because I can always use some more of this. I can always just trim that off later. Yeah, like that. I'll use that there. And then I'll sit down with all these little scraps that I've created and make some more clusters. Do I want to use a bit more of that down there? I do. You know, I might just put that whole piece on. Why not? Because your little scraps that you get off your collage are ideal for making collages. And then if you keep the bag of all the scraps that you've been making the collage with to make the clusters, you've got coordinating clusters, which is always useful and helpful and fun. Right, I want to pop that there. Or do I want to pop that there? I'm going to take off that straight edge there. Right, now it's got a little bit of a fold, but I'll just again trim that off when I'm ready. Okay, let's get some more regales. This is too beautiful not to use. How about, yeah, there's a big bit there. And I might again do what I did with the other collage that I did and go over with a few elements on this one. Or I might just leave it and put the elements on when I decorate whatever I cut out of it. And there we go. Oh, that's just cute. Cute as a button. Let's have some more of this. Isn't it amazing what you can find when you have a good look about? I mean, so much free stuff out there. I mean, I've been using the museum for a while to get patterns and bits and pieces, and yeah, they've usually got a search engine that you can search in for, and it's not that great, but I did find what I wanted in the end. I mean, it just takes a while, you know. Sometimes you've just got to sit and go through it, but that's fine because you know, it's for free anyway, so if all you've got to give is time, it's still worth it. Oops a daisy. Don't need a new glue page. And there's, like I say, there's huge amounts of stuff. I've got some glue on there. That's it. And there's huge amounts of stuff on there, so it's well worth it. I use a bit more of this just because I can. Let's put it there. Just get this blue page up. There we go. And there's another journal card that I'm going to have to make. Oh my. One of these days I'll get used to throwing things away. I just can't do it, people. I can't do it. Because it's going to come in useful at some point, isn't it? I have a problem. I do throw all the tiny little bits away, you know. But hey, we're supposed to be recycling in this day and age, aren't we? And what's more recycling than this? Right. Okay, we're nearly there. Nearly there, nearly there. Hey. Right, we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look at these doilies. Because I feel I want to use some more of these. This one's pretty. So, how about we use that one there? Okay, I'm just going to turn that with the ruler. Just check that. Yep, that's going to look lovely. Definitely going to do these as a digital pack. It's the first time I've printed them out. I scanned them ages ago with all intentions of using them and haven't. And then when I was printing some stuff out, I found the folder and I was like, oh, maybe we'll try them, because that's kind of embroidery, isn't it? So yeah, cool. Don't need any more of that. I feel I want some more of this. Maybe a little snippet to go in there. There we are. And then that's going to bring us that pop of colour. It's not a huge amounts of green coming through, but I think the undertones are kind of greens and neutrals, and that's just the way I wanted it. So yeah, cool. Now we've just got this piece left. Oh right, let's think. What haven't we used? What haven't we used? Let's see. I'm just going to mess around with some of these bits here. I'm just looking for bits that we haven't used. Okay. I kind of do like that pink, I've got to say. I'm not generally a pink person, but yeah, it's kind of nice. I like it. Yeah, I think that'll do. It's good to use these because then, you know, they're not sitting in your drawer just doing nothing. At least you're getting some use out of them. Let's see. Oh no, we've used that one already. Looking for something for there. That one might look quite nice. Hi darling, what's up? That's my husband just come in. He's standing there going shh. You finished work? Good. Right, we've got one little bit left. What shall we put there? I want something green. Yeah, I like that, and that's going to tone down that pink just a little bit. Don't want to use quite as much or hide too much of the pink. That's going to be our last piece. Let's get this on. Right, last bit. There we go. Perfect. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Now I'm going to have a look and see if there's anything else we need to do. We just close this glue for a second. Nice long one. Right, I'm liking that. I love the way these doilies pop. I'm definitely going to be using them again some more. Yep, I'm liking the tones in this. It's got the greens, it's got the neutrals. I think that's going to work well with our pages, because it's going to be quite using the pattern pieces for pages, such as, let's find one, such as these ones. Let's find one that I haven't destroyed. I'm probably going to use some of these, maybe one that's not quite so old, for actual pages. So this is all going to match in really nicely. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I might just, where was the other part of that doily? Did we use both sides of that doily? I don't think we did. Let's see. I want something, I think we need to put a pop of white. You know, just maybe one of the doilies, just, I don't want to cover anything up though. Maybe here? No, too close. Tell you what, let's just get that flower off, because it's a very pretty embroidered flower, and I love these vintage linens. How about yeah, I think that's going to be exactly what I'm looking for. And then I think we're done. It would help if I unwound the glue, wouldn't it? Right, where was I going to put that? Just there. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay, I think that we're done now. So that's our whole snippet roll. I'll give you a quick whiz through. Hold on, I'll just put my glue away. Otherwise it'll just disintegrate. There we go. So I'm going to trim all these edges off so it's all nice, and I will back it with a coffee dye paper. But yeah, I'm quite liking the way it's turned out. It's got elements of sewing in it. It's got those beautiful free patterns that we found in the British Museum Library, and it's got those lovely patterns from the magazines that it's been sitting in my drawer not doing anything. So yeah, that's really great, and it's got the beautiful Gayle Agostinelli's beautiful papers too. I'm really pleased with that. So that's great. So I'm gonna go away and back this off camera, and then I will come back and we'll cut it up together, and we'll start making our bits of ephemera, and then maybe I'll have decided then what kind of it's already starting to roll up what kind of book that we're going to make this into. I'm kind of thinking I want to use a hardback book cover, because I haven't done one of them for a long time, and I've been doing soft covers for quite a while now, and if I do that, then it's definitely going to be a 2 signature junk journal, so I'll have to think about that. But yeah, we'll come back and we'll do that one next time. So thanks for sticking with me if you've watched all the way through and listened to all my crazy stories and all my jibber jabber and everything. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like below, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 150. We're not far off, and when we get to 150, I'm going to start making one of the Ladybird junk journals, and that's going to be my to 450. That's going to be my giveaway for my 500 subscribers, which I am so happy about. Thank you so much, everybody. And so yeah, drop a like, subscribe, good things coming, lots and lots of plans. Hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye.